Hey guys, welcome back to Reality Charm. Today we're diving into the Duggar family's latest updates as of May 2025, from new babies to interesting podcast comments and Jessa reappearing on YouTube. Let's see what the Duggar kids have been up to lately, because there's a lot to talk about. So first up, let's talk about Jinger Vuolo. She has the big baby news. She and her hot husband, yes, I'm just saying it, Jeremy, recently welcomed their third child, a baby boy named Finnegan Charles, in March 2025. Jinger is slowly becoming one of my favorite Duggars. By the way, she shared the news on her YouTube channel, but notably did not film the actual birth, or anything, because boundaries. And she did an entire podcast episode on her birth story recently, and it seems like it just was not smooth sailing. Jinger had a bit of anxiety, it seems, just from probably hearing a bunch of scary birth stories and having to get induced and all that. What we do know is that Michelle Duggar was there, and that Michelle has apparently only missed 2 births of her children ever. And there were like 37 or something like that. So Jeremy just kept saying how much Michelle Duggar has been a great support for all their births. She's really been there, and he's hyping her up here. She was taking care of things, staying after the birth for like a week. Jinger wasn't sure when she should get an epidural, and she looked to Michelle to confirm, when should I get it? And Michelle was like, get it now. And you would think that the Duggars would go for natural births, or maybe that's just my own assumption because they're very conservative, but apparently they partake in the epidural for sure. And kudos to Michelle, honestly, she does deserve her flowers on this. In addition to her new role as a mother of 3, Jinger has been actively promoting her book, People Pleaser. She made an appearance on various platforms like morning shows, Entertainment Tonight, discussing her book and her journey towards personal growth. And can we just appreciate Jinger's unicycle skills here in this clip on social media? During a podcast appearance, Jinger made an interesting prediction about the future size of the Duggar family and suggested that it's possible for one of her siblings to have 19 kids, and she was referring to her brother Jed Katey Duggar and his wife Katie, who welcomed twin daughters in January 2025. Jinger says that their twins would be born before their oldest turns 3, leading her to believe that a very large family is within reach. So who knows what will happen. Now let's talk about Jessa Seewald. Jessa and her husband Ben are expecting their 6th child, with the baby due in July 2025. Jessa shared the news in a YouTube video titled Baby Number 6 Q&A plus My Morning Routine, where she addressed actually online criticism regarding her growing family. She emphasizes, that she's confident in her choices and says that external opinions do not dictate her life decisions. Yeah, because clearly a lot of people are in her comments saying like 6 is too much, stop girl, stuff like that. And apparently she's also reading the Bible cover to cover all the time. And Jessa basically says that she doesn't live for the opinions of other people, so just leave her alone, guys. They want a big family, and for her 6 kids isn't that much. She's from a family of 19. She says that it's important to have intentional time with each child, and says that Ben works 5 to 6 days a week. So I don't really know what he does, honestly, but she also homeschools, and Jessa is busy. And she also mentioned in the video that they threw around the number 7 for kids. So let's see what happens there. But, they have a big family. Now let's go to who Jinger was talking about, Jana Duggar and Katie. So he and Katie just welcomed twin daughters Elsie Kate and Emma Kate on January 8th, 2025. The couple, who married in 2021, also have a son, Truett, and a daughter, Nora. Jen and Katie's son is 3 now, and so I agree with Jinger. They may get to 19. One thing about Jen and Katie that I do admire is that they don't shy away from bringing their kids and making it work on elaborate trips. Like, they just attended a wedding in Hawaii and brought their baby twins. A lot of people would be like, that's too much for me, I just won't go. But they go and they make it work, which is admirable. Let's talk about Jeremiah Duggar and Hannah. Jeremiah is Jed's twin brother, you'll remember. So Jeremiah and his wife, Hannah Wissmann, are expecting their 3rd child, another girl, just 10 months after the birth of their 2nd daughter. The couple announced the news on Instagram, sharing a photo of their family with like pink baby booties. Their first daughter, Brinley Noel, was born on Christmas Day 2022, and their second daughter, Brielle Grace, arrived in February 2024. People in the comments are thinking it's going to be another B name for them. Will Jeremiah and Hannah name all their kids with names that start with B? Very a la Duggars with the J's. We shall see. In other news, Jim Bob actually purchased a $1 million, 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom mansion in Arkansas in April 2025. The home, which was bought under an LLC apparently, spans over 6,000 square feet and includes luxury amenities like a private entrance, vaulted wood ceilings, a finished basement, and a built-in bar and gun room, a guest house, a barn with horse stables. And so the purchase has fueled speculation that maybe his daughter-in-law Anna and her 7 kids may move in. Currently, Anna and her kids allegedly live in a warehouse on Jim Bob and Michelle's compound or property. Allegedly. We don't really know. Like, Anna's been kind of keeping out of the spotlight. I haven't seen her in videos. I haven't seen her in anything. Now, let's talk about my favorite, probably, Duggar, to be honest. Jana Duggar Wissmann. Jana Duggar, who married Stephen Wissmann in 2024, has been providing life updates on her YouTube channel. Her most recent video documented their honeymoon in St. Lucia. And, she also documents their move to Nebraska. Fans have been following their journey as they adjust to married life and their new home. She also kind of revealed that when they reconnected, the wedding came quickly after that, because she had said on Instagram, literally this month, a year ago, I was sitting in my house finishing up some last-minute assignments while Stephen was doing some office work. We had reconnected and started talking again not long before this. Oh, how much can change in a year. It has been wonderful sharing life with you, Stephen. I look forward to many more years together. So they seem to be playing chess together these days, renovating. Oh yeah, and people are nonstop talking about the potential of Jana being pregnant. No pressure though, right? But it was surprising to me. So if they started talking like a year ago and got married last August, that whole period of them starting talking again was very quick to the wedding. You know what I mean? So they've also been hitting up yard sales and farmers markets because, of course, they have. As we can see, the Duggar kids are continuing to expand their families, sharing their journeys with the public for some YouTube dollars. And so, they remain a topic of interest for a lot of fans and a lot of people. We're all continuing to follow their social media accounts and YouTube channels. So let's talk about James Duggar, because James made a rare appearance on Ginger's podcast and shared a bit about what's going on with him. And by the way, we learned that James loved to build fireworks, and once he almost burned his face off. But no big deal. Apparently he burned his eyebrows and needed a skin graft. So obviously that was not on the show. That's not something they would like to show. But despite this, he's like, no, I would not skydive like some of the other Duggars who apparently do that. So Jeremy praised James as someone who is always there for his family, sending deliveries to them, talking about things that need to be talked about, etc. So he is a key player in that, but one of the last single ones, let's just say. The conversation touched on their current relationships with other family members. Jinger mentioned that, she still has a very loving relationship with her parents, but there are differences in beliefs and practices that have left to like a very complex dynamic. James definitely provided or expressed his support for Jinger, acknowledging, the challenges that she's faced in sharing her story. And he thinks it's important to understand each other's perspectives within the family. So he is a peacekeeper Duggar, I think. And let's talk about Jill. Jill is gardening this summer and spending family time. Derek, her husband, apparently is taking a sabbatical from lawyering. According to the Ashley, she replied to a follower who asked, "Is Derek still working as a lawyer?" And she replied, Derek actually recently left his job of nearly 3 years, prosecuting attorney in Oklahoma, and is taking a sabbatical period for a while working on some personal endeavors. A very welcome change of pace for all of us. And so there you have it. More family time for Derek. I mean, being a lawyer really does take you away and, long hours and stuff like that. And that's all for today's update on the Duggar family in 2025. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Reality Charm for more updates on your favorite reality TV families. Let me know in the comments, which Duggar family member's journey are you most excited to follow on social media? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!